acknowledge me, honestly. Put the seat back in the odyssey. Prodigy, little mama, wanna suck and to swallow me. Wax ties.
Got him. Got him. Welcome to a Thanksgiving special of the Check-in Report. Let me hit my bell. I want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys are enjoying. I hope you guys are, stuffing your face with the mac and cheese and the turkey and the cranberry sauce. Happy Thanksgiving to you. But we are here to conduct official Pyro business. Shout out to Wack. We are here to conduct Check-in Report business. And right off the back, I want to say, got him. Diddy has been accused of another sexual assault. This time, the victim was a college student in 1991. Stop the record. Hold on. Stop the record. Hold on. Diddy. We are here to talk about Diddy tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I want to welcome you guys to the Check-in Report. I want to thank you guys for joining me on an official Thanksgiving special. And you know what? We're also going to make this a hate-a-thon. This is a hate-a-thon. So if you're feeling a way about Diddy, if you're feeling a way about anybody, let it be known this is a hate-a-thon. I want to see some hate in those comments tonight, right? So this is a hate-a-thon as well. Diddy has been accused of a 1991 sexual assault. Stop the record. We're here to talk about it. We're also here to talk about Harvey Pierre, Diddy's CEO of Bad Boy Records. Also, doing some foul business to the, to women and, endangering the women, and this all, but, I want to shout out to the governor who signed, I forgot the name of the act, but it's an act that protects victims. They are allowed to speak. They are allowed to file their lawsuits for the men that, violated them, that took advantage of them. They are allowed, a time period for them to file their lawsuits and get, to file their, their grievances, their civil cases, and to get compensation for the pain, torment that they suffered. Is Diddy just a monster? Is he just, lurking in the bad boy offices, with some young tenderoni, ripe age, while he's violating her, abusing her in some type of corner, screaming, take that, take that, take that? Is that what Diddy is? Is Diddy a monster? A vile person? We're here to talk about it. And, everybody that's in the clouds, I see we got 3 people in here. Shout out to the 3 people in the clouds. Again, this is a hate-a-thon. So, if you're feeling a way about Diddy, let it be known. Let your grievances be known about Diddy. If you think Diddy has big teeth, if you think Diddy's a little bit zesty, if you think Diddy breath stink, if you think Sean John was a trash clothing line, I want you to air your grievances tonight. Tonight is a hate-a-thon. It's a hate-a-thon tonight, all right? Thanksgiving special. Shout out to Trenches. I see Trenches is checked in. Shout out to Trenches. But we're here to talk about it. And I thought it was of critical importance. Shout out to Trenches, because Trenches, brought it to my attention that I was right. I talked about how, Diddy, settling with Cassie was ultimately going to open up the door, open up Pandora's box, if you will, to more litigation, more victims, more people with their hands out, more people are coming forward. And now Diddy has to pay the piper. I mean, I'm just being honest with you now. Diddy has to pay the piper. Now, this comes by way of People magazine. I'm also on Neighborhood Talk, so I'm giving these two sources out. But the bad boy mogul has been hit with another lawsuit. In the lawsuit, filed on Thursday, the former Syracuse student alleges that Diddy sexually assaulted her after having dinner at a Wells restaurant in Harlem. She says Diddy invited her to his studio and he gave her drugs that placed her in a physical state where she could not independently stand or walk. According to the suit, the two were riding in a car to a music studio where she could not get out of the car. Afterwards, they proceeded to place he was staying they proceeded to take her to a place where he was staying and he sexually assaulted her. The plaintiff also accuses Combs of recording the sexual act. Now, we talked about how Cassie was being recorded by Mr. Sean P. Diddy Combs. He likes to, he's into voyeurism. If you don't know what voyeurism, or, it's almost like being a cuck. If you don't know what a cuck is, it's almost like, a guy who likes to watch women that he's attracted to. He likes to watch them get, be sexually active with other men while he's watching and pleasing himself. That's what Diddy is into. It sounds like to me, because here we have Cassie saying that he enjoys that, right? And in this suit here, we have another woman saying that, he was, videotaping himself. It says it accuses Combs of recording a sexual act as was his practice. Combs' video recorded the sexual assault days later. A male friend revealed to her that he had viewed the sex tape along with another man. So here we have Diddy involved in another liaison, another sexual assault case. Diddy, it's not looking good, and it's shine time. Trencher says Suge was just speaking on this about Diddy in a new podcast episode. Man, he was telling everything. I'm gonna do a live on it. Make sure y'all go check out Trencher's Politics TV. He has a great channel where he's doing content. Make sure y'all go to my one of my mods' channel. His channel is Trencher's Politics TV. But in regards to this, thing that happened, right? Is this just Diddy now paying the piper? I'm almost like a fortune teller. And, just like, I came through with one, I told you guys that more people was going to come forward, as now we're seeing. I'm going to make another prediction. I predict that we will see more. I also predict that we will begin to see men come forward on Diddy and say, Diddy, he smacked around my tallywhacker in a pool and I felt violated. I deserve to be compensated. We may see gay men come forward and say, Diddy played around with my butt. He played putt-putt with my butt in a hotel in 1996. I deserve to be compensated. We may see transgender individuals respectfully come forward and say, Diddy violated me. Diddy grabbed my weave or my wig off my head and choked me begrudgingly while I was giving him back shots. Pause. That may be what we see here, allegedly. Diddy is beginning to pay the piper. A lot of things are being spoken about. A lot of things are being talked about. Trenches also says, I think they all gonna come out the closet now. I collect their payday because they seen how easy it was for Cassie. Exactly. Cassie, they're alleging that Cassie got $30 million. Now, let's be real here. Let's be honest here. Cassie was with Diddy for how long? Maybe 3-4 years. There were, alleged jump offs. There were alleged side pieces. There were alleged, flings that Diddy had that lasted longer than that Cassie relationship, that he has more years in, that he has more experience with. We are going to see a lot of those people come forward and drop the dime on Diddy. And has Diddy created this atmosphere? Has Diddy created this atmosphere of, acceptance of this type of behavior? Because we have to get into this. It's of critical importance that we get into this. Harvey Pierre, whatever his name is, Bad Boy CEO, Bad Boy, he was an employee of Bad Boy. He's now dealing with a lawsuit. He's now dealing with his own issues. Did Diddy create this atmosphere of, sexual, deviancy and nonsense? And now he has to pay. He has to pay the piper. All those years, all those men and women that allegedly got turned out by Diddy. Diddy is alleged, every time I hear about a story about Diddy, it sounds like the same story. Maybe some of you guys, am I tripping? Because I just read that one case just now about 1991. The woman has the same story as Cassie, right? Drugs were involved, a video camera, being sexually assaulted. These are the same. These are consistent tales that Diddy has on his jacket. What is going on with Diddy? What is going on with Bad Boy? Why do they have all this? Let's get to the Harvey. We got to get to Harvey. Hold on. Let me pull up Harvey's file. Cause he's another one. The guy that's in this picture right here. Hold on. Let's put his article up. Cause he got his own thing going on. Right? Harvey Pierre, former Bad Boy president. Harvey Pierre sued for alleged sexual assault and negligence. To me, it sounds like Diddy created an atmosphere of, people doing foul stuff and, just rambunctious things. It was just a lot of sexual provocativeness. Just, it was just too much going on. And, Diddy didn't take care of a lot of these people. That's what I'm hearing. Because, Diddy has that stigma on him. Diddy has that stigma of not taking care of people. Think about it. He didn't take care of the bad boy artists. How many bad boy artists have we seen come forward and say, Diddy didn't give me my publishing. He stole my publishing. He stole my rights. He didn't compensate me. He didn't give me my money. Now you see that Diddy, all these years of Diddy, robbing his artists, taking advantage of his artists. Now you are seeing that people are getting their just due now. He's been allegedly robbing a lot of the artists, but now a lot of these victims that he had in a back room in the Bad Boy offices, that he was giving 2 inches of limp strudel, allegedly, in the back of the Bad Boy offices. Now you are beginning to see people get their payola. But it says here, former Bad Boy president Harvey Pierre sued for alleged sexual assault and negligence. Now let's read this report here. Just days since Sean Diddy Combs amicably settled a lawsuit where his ex-girlfriend Cassie accused him of rape, sexual trafficking, in domestic violence. A former president of Bad Boy Records has been accused of grooming. We're going to get back to that grooming word. Sexual harassment and sexual assault by a former assistant. In documents obtained by People, a Jane Doe plaintiff has alleged that Harvey Pierre, a long-time executive of Bad Boy Records, used his position of authority to groom, exploit, and sexually assault her. Now, what did Cassie say about Diddy? Cassie was 19 years old when she started dating Diddy, or dealing with Diddy. She talked about how she was groomed, how she was getting fed drugs and being sexually violated and assaulted and hurt. Did Bad Boy create this atmosphere of acceptance for violating women, taking advantage of women, drugging women, grooming women, beating women? It's something to think about. Trisha says Mark Curry just dropped a live about how Diddy reaping what he sowed because he's been taking advantage of artists for years. Exactly. Like I said, Diddy has robbed, allegedly, because, I'm going to play a little bit devil's advocate. Did Diddy rob a lot of those guys? Yes. But it's not like, Diddy went into those bad boy meetings with bad boy artists and put a firearm to, one of them and told them to sign. The way Diddy did a lot of his things was devious. He did a lot of devious business deals. He took advantage of talented black men and women, for that matter. And, he took advantage of them in a bad spot. Think about it. You're a black man coming out of the hood. You're from the projects. You're from the ghettos. A guy driving a Bentley or a Rolls Royce comes down the block and he notices your talent. That's P. Diddy. You see him on TV. He notices your talent. He notices your gift. And he offers you a record deal. And you sign the record deal. You sign, you sign away your life. You don't read it twice. He's offering you a cash advance. Let's say he offers you a cash advance of $500,000. You're gonna sign it regardless. You're not gonna look through it. You're not, because you're a hood booger from the hood. You want that $500,000. You sign your life away for that $500,000. And then he may double back on you. He may put a single out on you. It may do real good, but you may not, be reaping any benefits of your music yet. Let's say, he put out a single or some type of record of yours and it's doing good, but you're not really, reaping the benefits of it. He may double back on you. He may say, hey man, this single's doing pretty good. It's time to put out an album, but hey, let me know. I know you're struggling right now. I know even though the single's doing good, you don't have any money. I know you're not really caking off like that. Let's make a deal. I'll give you $200K for all of your publishing. That's how he dealt deceitfully with a lot of these bad boy artists. He did a lot of devious business practices. But in terms of this Harvey Pierre and Diddy thing, did Bad Boy create an atmosphere of acceptance when it comes to violating women, disrespecting women, doing these things? Because, that's what it looks like to me. Trisha says Suge said Diddy was grooming Cassie and her sister, Capricorn, at the same time, but nobody knows about her because she was okay with being paid off, and he beat both of them their acts over Kid Cudi. Well, listen, we can't take all of Suge Knight's, we can't take all of Suge Knight's what he's saying. We gotta take some of that stuff with a grain of salt. I mean, this is the same guy who ran over one of his friends, never apologized for it. He he went from having $500 million. He went from having a $500 million record company to it going bankrupt because, you know, he wanted to be a gangster, a wannabe gangster. Let's be honest about Suge Knight. Suge Knight is old Aggie, and he realizes he's going to spend his natural born life in prison. So, you know, he's aggy about a lot of things. You know, he's mad about a lot of things that went on with Diddy. And so, you know, some of that stuff he says about Diddy, we got to kind of take with a grain of salt. He's mad at Diddy because he's looking at his predicament, you know, a man that had $500 million, that had a great record company, a man that had money, fame, and he lost it all. And he's looking at Diddy, you know, and, you know, Diddy was popping the same time he was popping. And, you know, he sees how Diddy is a billionaire, got his own, you know, Revolt, you know, got his own channel, got his own vodka, got his own everything. You know, Diddy's a businessman. You know, I think that Suge Knight may be a little bit resentful of a lot of things that Diddy has, but nevertheless, you know, we got to take what he says with a grain of salt. But in terms of Bad Boy as a staff and a label, what in Sam Hill was going on over there? Because now we got two dudes that was allegedly taking advantage of women, the assistants and the artists, and you know this college student that now has come forward. You know, all of these women coming forward talking about how Diddy, Harvey Pierre, was violating them, you know, in the back of a Bad Boy offices. Take that. Is that where the take that ad-lib came from? Is that what was going on? Is that the reason why Diddy was screaming at the top of his lungs, take that? Is that some type of sick fantasy? Is that some type of sick thing that he used to, you know, run off to women when he was violating them and assaulting them and doing these things? Allegedly. It's something to think about. It's something to talk about. Now, what I want to get into right now, and I think it's of critical importance, it absolutely is, we have to talk about a person that I'm about to put up on the screen. I'm going to put up on the screen, I'm going to give the big reveal. Now, this is a person, before I put him on the screen, this is a person that worked closely with Diddy. This is a person that was very close. Every time Diddy clapped his hands and said, chop, chop, this man was running, you know, to make sure the errands were ran. He used to hold an umbrella for Diddy. When Diddy wanted a ham sandwich with mustard and lettuce and ketchup, this man would run he would do a 4.0 to the kitchen, make the sandwich, immaculately toast the bread, and he would bring that sandwich to Diddy. This was a butler. This was a man helpmate. I'm talking about no one but other than Farnsworth Bentley. What did Farnsworth Bentley say? Will Farnsworth Bentley be next? Will Farnsworth Bentley drop the dime on Diddy? Will Farnsworth Bentley say, listen, Diddy, you know, we had a great 6-7 years of me being your butler, but you know what? I seen a lot. I've been through a lot. You had me making your ham sandwiches at 3 a.m. while, you know, some male prostitute was bouncing their, you know, junk all over your face. Allegedly, I deserve to be compensated. I saw too much. Will Farnsworth Bentley come forward? Maybe Farnsworth Bentley allegedly was violated by Diddy. You know, from what I'm hearing, what these stories are telling me, from one sexual assault to another, from the Cassie to this 1991 sexual assault, it sounds like Diddy likes to take the booty. He likes to take it. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want it, consensually. He wants to take it. What happened in those bad boy offices? What happened in them Ciroc meetings, in the back rooms, and those behind the scenes? What happened to those Sean John assistants? What happened? Will we see more victims come forward? Farnsworth, Bentley, we want your story. If Diddy violated you in any type of way, I'm not saying that it did happen, but if he did do it, if he took that umbrella, shoved it where the sun don't shine, and opened it up while it was inside you, allegedly, you deserve to be compensated, sir. You need to be compensated, and you need to come forward, Farnsworth. But for the time being, and in the meantime, and in between time, got him. Got him. Diddy. Listen, let me just say this about Diddy, right? Diddy has been, sashaying around the industry for years, man. We heard stories for years. We got 6 people in here, so if we got 6 people, I should have at least 6 likes. So please, if you're in here, you're watching this, please just like the content. It don't cost you nothing. It don't cost you $1 to like the content. I know you guys are in the cloud. I see a couple guys in the cloud. If you're in the clouds listening, I don't mind. You don't have to be in the chat, but just like the video. Just like it. Hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button if you don't mind. Please. But back to Diddy. Diddy has been sashaying around the industry for years. For years. We've all heard stories about Diddy, man. Let's be honest. Let's stop acting like we've never heard a story about Diddy here or a story about Diddy there. Stories about, you don't want to fall asleep around Diddy at a party. You don't want to take drugs with Diddy at a party. You don't want to be alone, and Diddy's, he's on that timing, and then you got the infamous, fabulous Jadakiss video where we ain't never partied, and then you got 50 Cent talking about Diddy tried to take him shopping, and even Cat Williams. I don't know if you guys even seen Cat Williams. Shout out to Nelly. I see Nelly checked in. Shout out to Nelly. I see you checked in. But even Cat Williams, I wish I would have had that audio queued up. But there's a video of Happy Thanksgiving, Nelly. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Trenches. But there's a video of Cat Williams, right, where he's talking to Fat Joe. They're having a build or whatever on Instagram Live, and Fat Joe was like, "Hey, I gotta take you to dinner." He was like, he tells Cat Williams, "I gotta take you to dinner, man." And Cat Williams was like, "I'm gonna tell you what I told Diddy. I don't let men take me to dinner." Shout out to Cat Williams, man. Cat Williams is hilarious, but yeah, he told Fat Joe, I'm gonna tell you what I told Diddy. I don't let men take me to dinner. So, you hear these stories, man. I mean, you really hear these stories about Diddy violating this one, violating that one, allegedly. You hear the stories about him at the parties. I forgot what celebrity it was. It might have been Exhibit. Yeah, it was Exhibit. Y'all better hope I don't find that clip. But there's a clip of Exhibit where he says that he went to a party. Let me find this clip. Hold on. I'm shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. We got 7 people in the chat. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the content. But I'm going to find this video of Exhibit. And he's talking about Superhead and Diddy, and how he went to a party and there was something weird going on with Diddy, and I don't know. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. If I can't find it, I'm just gonna tell y'all what the story was. Yeah, I don't see it. All right, so pretty much the exhibit story was pretty much, it was around the time where Superhead, if you don't know what Superhead is Corinne Steffens. Corinne Steffens, she wrote a book back in the early 2000s. I think it was the Confessions of a Video Vixen, right? So she was popular for writing this book about having all these, encounters, sexual in nature, with all of these rappers. She talked about Jay-Z. She talked about, I think Ja Rule was in the book, and, all these different people, Snoop Dogg, Shaq. So she pretty much wrote this book about all the sexual encounters she had with entertainers, right? So Exhibit tells a story how he goes to this party and he bumps into Superhead, and he's just talking to Superhead because they were friendly. They were friends. So he's talking to her, and Diddy sees Exhibit and Superhead talking. And he just, he looks them up and down. He keeps on walking. So, Exhibit and Superheads, they go about their way. I think they kind of break up at one point. He goes his way, she goes her way. And Diddy sees Exhibit again. He sees, hey man, you know that girl? And Exhibit was like, who you talking about, Corinne? He's like, yeah. He's like, that girl's the devil. She got pictures of me. And Exhibit was like, what you mean she got pictures of you? And he was like, yo, she got pictures of me, right? And then, so that breaks up, that conversation ends. And he says he goes to some other party where Diddy was at, and he said it was pretty much like a gay club. And Diddy was like, enjoying himself. It was like some gay club, and he was like, why did Diddy tell me to come into this club? Because Diddy told him to come to this club. And it was like some type of gay type of function or whatever like that. And, that always played in the back of my mind. It was like, you hear all these stories about Diddy. It's so many stories out there. Just so many tales. Everybody can't be lying. Everybody can't be, making these tall tales up of this man. Maybe this man allegedly did some of these things. Maybe this man allegedly did, violate some of these women. I wasn't there. I don't know firsthand. But, all of these women can't be lying. All of these men talking about how Diddy is funny and you don't want to be around him at a party and all this weird stuff. All of these dudes can't be lying. I mean, Cassie husband called him old and fruity. I mean, let's be honest, man. Women pillow talk. When women are not dating you anymore, when women are in a new relationship, they pillow talk. It would be safe to say, Cassie pillow talked with her husband and, said something. We got 10 people in here. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the content. We got 10 people in here. Diddy has been accused by another woman, a 1991 sexual assault of a college student in a new lawsuit. And off the rip, I'm saying, got him. Got him. But we got 10 people in here. I should have at least 10 likes. I should have at least 10 likes. Get those likes up. Get those subscribers up. Get them 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 up high. Put them up high. It's a stick up. I'm here to rob the joint. It's a stick up. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Don't make me come out this screen and grab you by the neck. Yeah, but I mean, in terms of Diddy, I mean, everybody can't be lying, man. I'm just going to say that off the rip. All these people just can't be making this up. I mean, 1991, I mean, for Pete's sakes, that's a long time ago. That's a long time. I mean, that's not like, that's not 5 years ago. That's not 10 years ago. That's a long time, man. We're talking about, 30 years. 30 years ago. But you can't blame a lot of these women because the reality is, back in the 90s, A lot of women did get taken advantage of. A lot of women did get violated. A lot of women were drugged. A lot of women were sexually assaulted in the 90s. And back in the 90s, let's be honest, it was taboo. A lot of things happened that, we look back on. We look at the Freakniks. We look back at the 90s spring breaks. We look back at a lot of the things that happened in the 90s and even a time before the 90s, because the 90s aren't responsible for all of the things, that happened bad in society. Let's be honest. Those things happened in the 80s. They happened in the 60s, the 70s, the 50s, the 40s. They happened since the beginning of the industry, right? These things have been happening, but, it's shine time. It's shine time for, just a lot of people that have been hiding in the industry. I mean, think about it. You got Russell Simmons hiding out in Bali, right? Russell Simmons right now is hiding out in Bali, ladies and gentlemen. He's trying to duck a civil lawsuit himself. He's another recording, a record company owner and rap mogul, right? He's hiding from a possible civil lawsuit. He did get divorced from Kimora Lee Simmons, and I'm sure he lost a couple M's through that divorce. But he's hiding from a civil lawsuit. He don't want to lose a couple M's like Diddy. So, these things did happen. Women were taken advantage of. A lot of these women were promised record deals. They were promised, superstardom. They were promised, the world by a lot of these executives. And a lot of these executives and a lot of these recording industry people propositioned them. They said, "Hey, man, get in the back seat of this car with me and let's talk about your future. Hey, yeah, you sing real good. Let's go to this bathroom and let's maybe when you take your clothes off, let's talk about, this recording contract." That's what a lot of these men did. And they got over for a lot of years. Nobody talked about it. A lot of these women, respectfully, allegedly as well, a lot of these women held it in. A lot of these women felt that they would never get justice. A lot of these women shut their mouths. A lot of these women were told that nobody cared. It's old news. You should have did something, 15, 30 years ago. But a lot of these women are now getting justice served to them. And it serves them right. You had, a lot of these people, violating and doing these foul things. It's just, it's a new day. It's a new day. It is absolutely, positively a new day, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, 1991, I'm stuck on that. A college student from 1991. And I'm just going to say this right now. I think it's going to be more people. There is a time limit. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the time limit on this thing. Because I heard there's like some type of time limit on these cases that we have. Nelly says the casting couch is brutal and evil. I agree. The reality about these things, this was learned behavior. I don't believe a black man from Mount Vernon just got into the recording industry and just, started doing this one day. I think it was learned behavior. I think, Diddy, he saw, his superiors do it. He may have seen like a L.A. Reid do it, or Tommy Mottola do it. He may have seen his superiors do it a couple times, and he was like, you know what? Now I got the power. That's how it is. And these things have been going on for years in the industry. Like I said, it's been going on. It's well documented in the film industry. You got the Harvey Weinsteins. You know, a lot of those actresses from the 90s and the early 2000s, a lot of those, even like the mid 2000s and the 2010s, a lot of those actresses that we like and loved and we thought they were good actors, a lot of those women, man, they've been through some casting couches where they had to do some unimaginable things for a movie role, some unimaginable things to, you know, get to that next phase of their career. So this is a real thing. And and if Diddy is guilty of these things, just like I said, I don't know. This is all allegedly, but if he is guilty of these things, you know, maybe it's time for him to pay the piper. Maybe it's time for him to be held responsible. You know, and I do think that more women and men, I think that there's going to be a couple men in the tuck. I think there's going to be a few men in the tuck that's going to, you know, finally want to tell their stories, you know, about what happened with Diddy, allegedly. I think it's impending. I think it's impending, man. But, you know, that's what I wanted to say in regards of this story. You know, this was a Thanksgiving hate-a-thon special. You know, you guys ain't really coming with that hate. I guess you guys, you know, you're not really hating on Diddy. Some of you guys, you grew up to Diddy. You know, you love to take that. You know, you probably brought Puff Daddy No Way Out. You know, you probably had a Sean John Velour suit ironed in your closet before. You know, you probably had Ciroc Coco Loso. What was the other? I think what else? What other flavors he had? What was it? The red berry, Coco Loso. You know, you guys, a lot of you guys were fans. You know, so I didn't expect for a lot of you guys to come with the hate. This was a hate-a-thon. I wanted, you know, I want to see some hate. You know, but you know, y'all wasn't coming through with the hate. But you know, I'm gonna do this. Got him. They got him. I'm sorry. They got Diddy. Now, before we get out of here, right? Before we conclude, right? I have to ask the question. Right, I have to ask the question, and I need somebody to answer this for me. If you could, if you will, how much do you think Diddy is going to spend this time? How much money do you think Diddy is going to drop this time? Because let's be honest, I don't know what the particulars are with this case. I don't know if there's evidence. I don't know all of that, right? But Diddy may want this to go away. And you know, this case could not have come at a better time. I'm just being honest. This case, it could not have come at a better time where Diddy is dealing with the whole Cassie thing. You know, people are pulling up old interviews. They're pulling up, you know, images of Cassie with a bruised face. You know, how much do you think Diddy is willing to spend on this new accusation? I see Nelly says a few million. That's my level of thinking. I'm thinking, you know, he'll probably be willing to drop another couple M's on this girl. I think Diddy wants this to go away. Because Diddy knows that, you know, Diddy realizes that he's probably going to have to pay more people to be quiet, you know. He'll probably have to pay a few more people to really let this thing go. And, you know, he doesn't want this to drag out. You know, and the way a lot of these cases, a lot of these things are set up, we got 10 people in here. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the content, right? But the way a lot of these lawsuits, you know, happen, it'll be one lawsuit, then it'll be two lawsuits, then it'll start piling on. So I don't think Diddy wants this to linger. Because what could happen is the woman could, you know, really let this case linger, let this case like really go out. And while this case is lingering, there could be more women coming forward, more men coming forward, and it could be, you know, like, you know, really start to, you know, hop on top of him, like, really stockpile on top of him. So I don't think he wants this to drag out. I think he wants this to end as soon as possible. And as soon as he pays this woman, pick his head up one more time to look around and see who else is going to sue him. Hopefully nobody else. That's what I think his ultimate goal is, because pretty much it's shower time for him. I'm sorry. Shower time for him. But I thought it was, I just want to come with a Thanksgiving stream. I want to shout out to my mods. Shout out to Nelly. Shout out to Trenches. Shout out to all my other mods. They're probably eating Thanksgiving dinner. They probably, got a face full of mac and cheese and stuffing, cranberry sauce. I hope you guys didn't have no ham tonight. I hope you guys didn't make a pork sandwich tonight. Hopefully you left the pork and the ham sandwiches and the ham hocks. I hope a lot of you guys didn't eat that tonight. I hope you guys just had, a nice meal. Stay away from the pork, stay away from the ham. But salute, man. Diddy is now paying the piper. Where did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong? You can't just keep violating, and that's something that, let me just talk about this for a second. Sometimes I like just rambling. I like to just ramble sometimes, but when you're dealing with a woman, right? This is just my opinion. So, you guys don't have to subscribe to this, but this is just my opinion. When you're dealing with a woman in a relationship, or let's just say it's not a relationship. Let's just say it's just, you guys are just having a smash session. Let's just say you guys are just, F buddies, and it's just pure, consensual sex. As a man, this is just my opinion, right? I think you have to end that relationship whenever you feel like it's time to end it, whenever you feel like it's time for you guys to go your separate ways. I feel you have to end it on a positive note. You can't leave that, type of relationship as a man, and she has all this dirt on you of you allegedly putting hands on her, you violating her, you doing this and you doing that to her, and just treating her like, inhumane. You can't leave that relationship doing that. As a man, this is just my opinion, right? And a lot of these dudes in the industries, if I'm just gonna be frank, I'm gonna speak truly about it. I believe that a lot of these dudes in the industry, I think a lot of them violated these women. This is just my opinion. This is all allegedly, but I think they violated these women. I think they violated them. I think they took advantage of them. I think they took whatever they could. Right? They sexually gratified themselves. And they discarded these women. They didn't, these women probably tried to contact them. They probably tried to call them. They probably tried to, email them, fax them, two-way pager. They tried to get in contact with these men, and a lot of these men just left them high and dry. I mean, a lot of these men, they just discarded these women, and they treated them, extremely unfairly, and a lot of them are now having to pay. And I think that's bad for a man to do. You can't just do that. You can't just violate these women, take advantage of them, and have a purely a sexual relationship, meaning that you guys are not girlfriend, boyfriend. You guys are not in a relationship. It's just purely sex session, and you treating her inhumanely, right? And you using her as a sexual gratification tool. That's enough to make a woman resent you. That's enough to make a woman feel like, what, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this man, using me, taking advantage of me. I'm tired of this man, doing these things to me. It's time for me to, come forward and expose him. He did all these things to me. He violated me, taking advantage of me. He never gave me any type of payola, no type of check. And now he's on MTV, Diddy bopping, receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award. I mean, it's enough to bring up, trauma. It's enough to bring up, resentment and feelings of feeling like, you were done dirty, you were done foul. So, I feel for women in that aspect. I really do. I feel for women in that aspect. But Diddy is now being accused by another woman. Let me know what you guys think of that, Make sure you hit me in the comments. Shout out to everybody in the live stream. Again, shout out to Trencher. Shout out to Nelly. I wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving and a happy holidays. We out of here, man. This is the Check-In Report. The only place you can get the news and the content and the tea 100% of the time. We out of here, y'all. We out.
These studies announce me, honestly, put the seat back in the Odyssey, Prodigy, little mama wanna suck in the swallow me,
Welcome to the Check-In Report. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel today.